Hello. Okay. So now they and it's not that person than Mr. Tongzum Barde. And today's business, I'm gonna be like calling our today gonna be calling our today's guest Tongzum Barde. Sir, if you are there, please can you make some noise, sir. Want to see you, sir.
Okay,
Oh, that's great.
I'm right here and I'm with you. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. It's nice to meet you. Before we start, we want to start with the first question, sir. So without wasting much time, we want you to give us a brief introduction about you, so that our guests, the people that are online today, that are on the leadership, the people that are on the leadership team, they can get to know you more. So we want you to just give us a brief introduction about yourself, so that we can get to know you, and then before we move on to the next question, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. AGK. First of all, before I introduce myself, let me thank the organizers of this event for inviting me to participate. I'd like to deeply appreciate your effort and what you are doing for Yali in North Central. I'd like to say kudos to the leadership. We are proud of you and we wish you the best. My name is Barde, Tongzum Barde. I am from Kanke local government area in Plateau State, the most peaceful state in Nigeria, by the way. I, I,
Oh, yes,
am
sir.
I'm a teacher by training. I am an entrepreneur by practice, an agricultural entrepreneur. And I currently live here in Jos. And I'm really happy to be here today. And I hope that it's going to be a wonderful session today. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very, very much. Uh, that is a great one. My video. I don't know. Hello, the tech. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, sir. So without wasting much time, we want to move on to the next question, sir. I was actually briefed that you are
I think the network is breaking off. I can't hear you very well.
I want you to tell us about your achievement when you were North Central Coordinator. To know. Okay, can you hear me now? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. Hello, Mr. Ejike, are you with me?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, if I get you right, you were asking of my achievement as a former North Central coordinator, right? Or representative? May I know if we are together?
We are together, sir.
Okay, if that's the question, then let me quickly say that I was nominated and elected representative in 2019 of Yali, having graduated or having attended the RLC program in Ghana, Accra, in 2018. And so it was a new thing for me because I wasn't too immersed in the activities of Yali. But of course, it is one that was very interesting because here is an opportunity to, make a little or modest contribution, especially in the development of young leaders.
Okay, I can hear you.
Are you with me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Oh.
Yes, I can hear you now. I can hear you now. Hello.
Oh, great. Okay. So are you with me, Mr. Ejike?
Yes, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Okay, great. So what we've contributed that time wasn't that much, but it wasn't also an ignoble contribution. I think first of all, I provided linkages, that's links to opportunities that I've come across as a representative. I shared to the online platform. That's the WhatsApp platform we have. And again, during that time, I've also taken it upon myself to interact with interesting youth, especially here on the plateau. And as at that time, I've got about 10 of them, where I've encouraged them to join the yearly network. And to the glory of God, about 2 of them attended the yearly program in Accra, Ghana, as a result of my encouragement and a little bit of training. Of course, my leadership was interrupted in 2019 by the general election, because I do a little bit of politics too. So as a politician then, I had to relocate back home and got engaged so much with the election stuff. So that interrupted, and honestly, I'm not really proud of that, but I wish I had done more than I had done. But of course, I'm also proud of the modest contribution I've made in Yali there. But of course, right now, Mayo Kun is doing a great job, and he's filling the gaps and breaking borders. So, like I said, I'm so proud of what he's doing, and I'm also proud of the modest achievement I've made. Thank you very much.
Well, that's great. Thank you very much for the straight answers and the rest. I wanted to ask you, so you're a politician too, sir? Hello.
Not really. Well, I'm a political activist, so I think that's okay. The best description. Okay. Political activist.
Okay. Yes. Not a politician. Okay. Okay. So your profile shows. Okay, sir. The profile shows that you're dealing in agriculture. I want to know, what impact do you think agriculture can have on the economy of this country?
Oh, a lot. Very huge. Let me first of all say that this country, Nigeria, is a very blessed country. We are blessed with every endowment you can think of that agriculture can thrive. And to the best of my knowledge, I don't think there is any crop that is a forex earner today in the whole world that cannot be grown in Nigeria. That is one. Two, this country is blessed with vast arable land that we haven't even explored up to 10% for agriculture. By agriculture, I am talking about farming now. But of course, you know, agriculture is such a very vast economic sector that has the capacity to. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Yes.
So agriculture has.
I'm with you.
Agriculture has the capacity to employ about 60% of over 200 million. And so
meeting
hasn't been that employed. It will interest you to know. In 2020, agricultural contributed about 24.14% of our gross domestic product. That's a very massive sector. But of course, this sector has. Why? Because of oil. It is interesting to also know that oil is only 9% of our GDP. But it is so unfortunate that they are so lazy that they prefer this oil, you know, other than the agriculture that is even more, more of a wealth creation industry than oil. And so this sector has been neglected for long. Of course, well, this present administration has has done its bit to improve on the agricultural sector. But of course, we have a massive deficit to meet up in this sector. We need to mechanize our agricultural sector. We need to bring science and tech in the agricultural sector. Agriculture, like oil, also has these three basic, the downstream, the midstream, and the upstream. And agriculture has this value chain that is so massive, and from those who are farming, to the middlemen, to those who process the products, and to those who even export the products. So the agricultural sector, basically, if Nigeria is a serious country, we can go back to that sector and rebase our foreign exchange earner and rely solely on agriculture. And I can tell you that Nigeria can be in the top 10 countries over the world because of agriculture. That is if our leaders have the political will and are really, really serious with ensuring that our people are taken out of poverty. Because at the moment, it is only agriculture that can take us out of poverty. That is my opinion on that.
Okay, so you're saying now that if Nigerians can actually focus on agriculture, that we can actually do more better. You understand that? So what you're trying to say, what you're trying to push down that agriculture, there are so many aspects of agriculture that will not be tapped. That
sure,
the country should look into agriculture as a new oil mine. Is that what you're trying to say, sir?
Let me tell you, Mr. Ejike, currently almost 90% of the farmers in this country practice agriculture as a means of, subsistence farming. But agriculture is a business. We are yet to make agriculture a business in this country. By the time, we would put focus, on agribusiness, I can guarantee you that this country can be lifted out of the economic quagmire we have found ourselves. And a lot of our youths that are idling can actually be employed in the agricultural sector. And let me tell you, one fantastic thing about agriculture is that, including those who are not privileged to be educated, can find very suitable employment in the agricultural sector, where they can earn very good and handsome means of livelihood. But unfortunately, the government is doing little to tap from this very vast and massive sector. Hello, Mr. HK, are we together?
Okay, I think I'll just jump in here. I think Mr. Ejike's network is really, really poor at the moment. So I will just fill in the gap for him whenever it's off. This is my accountability. Okay, so sir, as an individual, what practical steps do you think we can take in order to alleviate tensions in our respective society so as to make peace reign? We all see what's going on in the city of Jos and around the country today. What would be your recommendations to ensure that peace reigns in our nation?
I think one fundamental thing about peace building is dialogue. And by dialogue, I mean honest conversation. Let me, before going forward, also empathize and sympathize with the people of Plateau State, with the people of Nigeria, because now this crisis is not peculiar to any location. One of my friends said, you can't travel 100 kilometers in this country to be guaranteed of safe arrival. And that is unfortunate. Nowhere is safe in this country. In fact, the insecurity has become so alarming that I think it has overwhelmed our security outfits and our leaders. It is so unfortunate. But I think communal clashes are one things that are fueled usually by, ethnic jingoists, political elements that would want to hit the polity and exploit the sentiment of the people to instill hatred. And that is unfortunate. So I believe sincerely that if our leaders and our community, my leaders, I mean community leaders, and that begins with even individuals like us, can have honest conversation across ethnic line, across religious line, we can build peace. We are first human being before ethnicity and religion divide us. Let us see ourselves as human being first, created by the Almighty God. So you have no right to take the life of another person because you are not the one who created that person. So it is important that we have that honest conversation surrounding our humanity and not this sentiment of religion and ethnicity that has brought so much calamity for us in this part of the world. So I would like to encourage, I believe the practical steps first that needs to be taken is honest conversation and sincerity of purpose from our leaders, because some of the challenges we are having is a creation of leadership, of poor leadership. So I believe if our leaders are up to their game, it is one way of also resolving these challenges. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much, sir. So AGK just dropped a message in the chat box that it's raining in this area and it's affecting the network. So I will just fill in for now. So, sir, how do we use education to curtail the problems of insecurity in Nigeria?
Wow. Like they say, like the popular saying, education is the bedrock of the society. And no society can rise above the education of its, above the level of citizens. I believe this education has not been exploited in this country.
Hello?
Hello, are you
hear me?
Yeah, you do well to mute your mic so that we can continue with the conversation. Are we together?
Yeah.
Yes, Tongzum, we are with you.
Okay, great. So in Nigeria, for instance, we have over 10 million out of school children roaming our streets without anybody being bothered. It is unfortunate. Let me tell you, Mayoku, this over 10 million actually out of school children are actually time bombs, because these are children that their government, that is the government of Nigeria, be it federal, be it state or local government, have failed them. And people who are not educated cannot think for themselves. They are usually being, brainwashed by people who don't mean well for this country. The insecurity we are facing mostly in the northern part of this country is mostly fueled by young men and women that are victims of not being educated. And it is unfortunate. So I think education is very key in getting us out of these security challenges. The federal government needs to channel every resource. It is unfortunate, again, that the budget of education in Nigeria, I think the budget of education in Nigeria is about less than 8%. Less than 8%. The globally accepted standard is 25%, I guess. 25%. And in Nigeria, we have only about 7.8 or 7.9% as our annual budget for education in the present as the 2020 budget. That's unfortunate. We are not ready. We can't get out of this situation with this kind of budget. Look at what is happening. The infrastructure is decaying. Our schools are becoming, dens of snakes and reptiles. I mean, dangerous reptiles. Our children cannot have, a habitable environment to study. Our universities, our tertiary institutions are in dire need of, firstly, I mean, it's unfortunate. And to think that these leaders, this present set of leaders, are actually people who have been pampered, who have been given the best of education, have now thrown us in this situation is most unfortunate. But I believe, again, that if we are serious, we can use education to reduce this this spate of insecurity in the country. And let us first target these out of school children, because if we don't work on them, honestly, we are not going out of this problem anytime soon. That is my opinion.
Okay. Okay. Can you hear me now? It's like my network is okay now.
Oh, great. Welcome. I can hear you.
Yes, sir. Yes, the other question I want to put through is as individual, what practical steps do you think we can take? Okay, he has asked you that. So what can you say about the current strike threat, so to say, because since you say you are in the education sector, what can you say about the current strike threats from ASU to federal government? What is your take about that?
Yes, that's another big problem that that this country has been battling with for ages, for decades. If you are if you are a Nigerian graduate, if you graduated from a Nigerian university, for instance, in the last 30 years, especially. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, great. So if you've graduated from Nigeria, from any Nigerian public university in the last 30 years, it is highly likely that you have encountered 1 or 2 strikes in your life. And it is also highly likely that you may have graduated out of the session that is designed for your 4-year program, or whatever years that is actually required for your course of study. And that is unfortunate. The ASU strike has become like a yearly carnival in Nigeria, where every year, we must experience ASU strike. So it is becoming like, something that is a normal, and this is a misnomer, actually. The problem with ASU strike, for instance, is the insincerity of government. You can imagine that in 2009, ASU has entered an agreement with the federal government, that long strike in 2009. Until last year, that's 2020, those agreements have not been implemented. Last year, December, when ASU called off that's the last strike they went, when they suspended, actually, not even calling off, when they suspended the strike, they have signed agreements, a dozen of agreements with government. I tell you, only about 3 of those agreements were implemented by government. That is irresponsibility on the part of government. I mean, which country jokes or plays with its education, especially tertiary education? The university is supposed to be, where we are supposed to have the best brains to research, ways we can move this country forward in science and technology, in humanity and otherwise. But unfortunately, the government officials are playing politics with that sector, and it is unfortunate. And honestly, I don't really know what is wrong with our leaders. But the point is, if they have to be honest with themselves, if they have to be sincere to themselves, these pampered leaders, like I said earlier, because they were given everything while they were in the university. Because most of them are in their 60s and 70s. While they were in the university, they had never experienced any strike. Most of them were affected by government, actually, in the university. Most of them even enjoy scholarship. What happens today? I mean, what kind of graduates are we grooming for this country? Are we really, do we really care about the future of this country? So the ASU strike is unfortunate, like I said, and the threat now to go back on that strike is becoming something alarming, because the last news I read yesterday, the ASU chairman is saying that, 4 days or so after they have notified government of intention to go back on their strike, nobody has even called them. Nobody has even talked anything. Ejike is unfortunate, my brother. But I pray that we'll have crop of leaders that are responsible enough to know that we do not joke with our education in this country. If we joke with that sector, that bedrock of our society, then of course, we do not have a future. God forbid. Hello, are we together?
Yes, we are. I think HK's network probably went off again. Let's see if you would join back.
Okay. Okay.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello, Mayoko. Tongzum Barde. Latif. Tongzum.
Good to have you here.
Okay, Mr. Tongzum, I think we'll just have to continue. Then maybe when EGK comes back online, he can, continue from where we stopped. Hello, are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay, so the next question is, as someone who is experienced in leadership, okay, to you, what are the traits a good leader must have, must exhibit?
Okay, a lot. And I think when we're talking about good leadership, we should put Nigeria in context. First of all, opinion, if you want to be a good leader in this country, the current situations we are facing, honestly, you need to have empathy.
Yeah.
You need to empathize with the conditions of the people of Nigeria. I mean, there are people who sleep with empty stomachs in this country. There are people that cannot afford to buy Panadol for their headache. So you need empathy. If you don't empathize with the Nigerian people, for instance, you won't actually even understand what they feel. Again, we need to also, a good leader should have integrity. Integrity is one thing that that propels hope and gives people confidence in your leadership. Again, good leader, through that integrity, needs to build confidence, because your followers can only cooperate and be a team for whatever purpose that you set to achieve only when you build confidence. A good leader has to be accountable. A good leader has to be accountable and transparent. You have to realize that the leadership position you are holding is in trust. So you need to be accountable to your followers and be transparent in all your dealings, in your operations. So that is a good trait of leadership. Then again, you need courage. You need a lot of courage, because there are decisions that you need to take as a leader, especially in the Nigerian context, that may appear to be very unpopular. Especially, with our differences across region, the south, the north. Then if you come to the north central, the north west, the northeast, the middle belt, And when you go to south, the southeast, the southwest, and the south-south. So we have these very parochial, fault lines that some people who don't mean well for this country have exploited and actually cause more division for us. So a leader in the Nigerian context, you need to have that courage to take decisions, far-reaching decisions that are in the best interest of the country, regardless of all the noise that will come from any section of the country. So these threats, in my opinion, should make a good leader, especially in the Nigerian context.
Well, that's wonderful. So you need to be transparent, you need to have integrity, accountability, you need to be courageous, and most especially you need to be closer to the people so you know what is actually happening, what they are passing through, so you can empathize properly. Yeah,
because
exactly.
the situation is so bad, my brother. If you don't have
Yes.
empathy, you won't realize the kind of struggles people in their homes, people in their localities,
Definitely,
are going through to survive in this country. Honestly,
yes.
it's not. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so as an alumnus of Yali West Africa, what did you gain, from the experience, and what advice would you offer youths, in order to strive to be a part of the fellowship?
Okay. Let me be very frank with you. One of the platforms that has given me and has equipped me with the knowledge, the skills I have today is Yali. And it is one platform that I have never regretted joining, never regretted participating in any of their programs. Of course, I came across Yali as a result of, Facebook. When I was surfing the Facebook, I saw it and I joined the Yali network. And then opportunity came up for the RLC, that's the Regional Leadership. For those who are not in Yali, the RLC means the Regional Leadership Center
Yes.
in West Africa. And the center is in Accra, Ghana. And so I applied to attend the Emerging Leaders Program, and I was selected amongst other applicants, suitable applicants, of course. We went to Ghana and we spent some weeks there. We were trained, for me, I was trained in public policy and management because I was interested in what is going on in our public sector in the country. So it has helped me a lot to make recommendations to leaders that I have their ears. And I've also, in my own right, proposed some developmental policies that I feel will bring far-reaching impacts to the citizenry. So looking at these benefits that I've gained from Yali, of course, any day, anytime, I will recommend Yali to every Nigerian youth, to every African youth, because this initiative by former President Barack Obama for African young leaders is one initiative that means a lot to us. And I will encourage those who are not yet part of Yali to join the Yali network, first of all, because it is a very huge community on Facebook, on all social media platforms, Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. Join the Yali network. Once you join, you can have the opportunity of taking courses, leadership courses, entrepreneurship courses online. And these courses are very rich. They can, give you the necessary skills to excel in any aspect that you've designed for yourself. So I encourage, of course, the young people of this country to also put into practice what they learn. Because it is not just learning or just reading, but it is also bringing your knowledge to bear in your space, especially. No matter how little the space is, you can create your impact. And that is how, if we collectively, do what we are expected to do, collectively we'll make this country a better place for all of us. Unfortunately, even those who are presently destroying our country want a better place, because most of them are flying to this country to go and build houses or to go and buy houses in societies that were built by men of integrity. So it means that if we work together and make this as a society a better place, our brothers and friends in the diaspora will, naturally just want to come back home, and contribute their quota too. I think everybody wants this country to work. It's just that we haven't done the little bit that we need to do in every space that God has blessed you with. So Yali is one platform that offers the opportunity for you to excel in whatever field or career you wish for yourself. So Yali is always 100% recommendation for me to everybody. Yeah.
So it's a good platform to start.
Yes.
For people who are interested in making positive changes in the society. Yeah. So nowadays we see most people are combining entrepreneurship with other profession. Why do you think they are doing so? Is entrepreneurship that important?
Sorry, can you take that last question again? I missed it.
Okay. So I asked that nowadays most people are combining entrepreneurship with other profession. So why do you think they are doing that? Is entrepreneurship that important? Is it?
Entrepreneurship is very, very important, my brother. It is, in fact, world over, the strongest economies that you can ever think of or you have ever known for are driven by entrepreneurs. The micro, small, and medium scale enterprises. These are the engine room of economic development. And of course, everybody is an entrepreneur in his own right or in her own right. The thing is, in Nigeria, even if you don't want to be an entrepreneur, the economy will make you to compulsorily join entrepreneurship because you need a side hustle. Whatever you are doing, whether you are a medical practitioner, whether you are an educationist, whether you are into hospitality, whether you are, into tourism, or whatever sector you found yourself, there are opportunities for entrepreneurship there. And, entrepreneurs actually, let us even get it. What is entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship is actually even providing solutions to the needs of people around you. That's entrepreneurship. And in the process, while providing solution, you make a living out of it. So there are a lot of problems, a lot of opportunities in this country in different sectors, especially agriculture, because let me be a little bit partial. That's my sector. There are so much opportunities that you can provide solutions to people, smart solutions actually, where it takes a little bit of energy and you create so much impact. So I support and I endorse people, going into entrepreneurship, no matter your training, no matter the profession you are into, because only through entrepreneurship we can improve the economy of this country. Today, we are net importers of products of entrepreneurs of other countries. Why can't we be net producers to other countries as well, so that we can earn foreign exchange? Look at the dollar against the naira now. Why is the dollar, skyrocketing against the naira? Why? Because we are basically a consuming nation. We buy a lot of things. Like former Minister of Agriculture will say, we import even toothpick. Does it mean that in this country there are no people that can bring up an idea to produce? Yes, we import toothpick. Can you imagine?
Oh, that's
in this country there are no people that can, get an idea and say, okay, let's even as toothpick is, so that we can produce toothpick in this country. And instead of looking for dollars to go and import toothpick from China, let us produce toothpick and probably sell to our neighboring countries like Benin Republic, Togo, Ghana, Czech Republic, and Cameroon. So only through entrepreneurship, we can propel our economy to the level that will become net exporters of products to other countries. And through that, we will now earn more dollars, because the dollar we use in this country to go and buy things, we heavily rely on oil to get that forex. We heavily rely on oil. And because we rely on oil, we do not control.
Okay. Okay, sir, but I'm back. Hello.
Okay, hello.
Hello?
You're welcome.
Yes, I'm back. Yes, thank you very much. I wanted to know, as a leader, so what are you doing to fill up that gap? Like, what are you doing? Are you into any entrepreneurship? Since you said you're in agriculture sector, so tell us what you're doing. What you're doing now that in order to as an entrepreneur. So let's get to know. What are you doing now? Are you into the agriculture? Are you doing anything based on agriculture as an agripreneur, or so? What are you doing now? Yeah.
Great. So, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, great. Okay, great. First of all, I'm an agricultural. What I do is aquaponics, and aquaponics is an integrated farming system that takes care of fish production and vegetable production. So it is like an integrated system where you produce fish. I know fish. People don't understand the importance of fish in the health system of this country. Fish is so important because there is what we call omega. Is it omega? One element in fish called omega is a very critical, product that the body requires to survive. Your cells.
Omega oil.
Omega oil. Thank you very much. So you need omega oil, and only through fish can you get that. Now, aquaponics produces fish while transferring the wastewater, the organic wastewater of fish, into vegetables, different varieties of vegetables. Jos Plateau State is the hub of vegetable production in this country. I'm sure Maya Kun will agree with me. And so aquaponics gives you that system where no waste is a waste, actually.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. Hello, Ejike, are we together?
Yeah, thank you very much. At least we'll be like, yes. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move to
Are we together, Mr. Ejike?
Nobody's talking.
Hello.
Yeah. Are we together?
Hello. I don't know. I think we lost AGK there again.
Oh,
I don't know if anyone can hear him, or maybe it's just my network.
Okay, I can hear you, Mr.
No, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
My elder brother.
You're welcome, Mr. Lapshak. I hope I pronounced it rightly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to have
That's
you
one
join us soon.
that is doing great exploits for this country too. He's into logistics. He provides critical services for, haulages of goods and services, especially the agricultural products, from the farm to the market. And he's also into production of building materials. And he's a one great guy that is doing a fantastic job, especially too in the ICT. So he's the entrepreneur, managing director and chief executive officer of White Pages Integrated Limited. You're welcome, Big Bros.
Oh, that's great. You're welcome, sir. So sadly, that will be the last question we'll be taking, but I believe it has been an insightful session so far, and we've learned a thing or two. So we'll be splitting ourselves into the breakout rooms now. And today is actually our lucky day, since we have great entrepreneurs in our midst. So from here onwards, we can continue the discussion, on how to explore the agric sector. So,
Yeah.
Okay, before we go, I don't know if anybody has a question. Sorry, I almost skipped that part. Pardon me if you have a question, but now is your chance to ask. So if you have a question, you can raise your hand. I think Umaru Galadima was on the call initially and raised his hand. Okay, he's no longer here with us. So does anyone have a question for Tongzum Barde, or a contribution?
Okay, let me also quickly notify the Mr. Stanley and the other participants that my wife is also part of this conversation. If you go down, Tongzum Barde, that's my beautiful wife, who also is a very great entrepreneur, who provides services in the beauty and beauty and skin health sector. She produces locally handmade soap. And of course, she's also an agri entrepreneur, because she's into poultry, and she's doing great exploit in her own space too. Yeah, so that's my wife.
Well, thank you. You're welcome, Mrs. Namben. It's good to have you here too.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll be creating the breakout rooms. We can continue the networking from there for maybe 15 minutes or thereabouts. Then we can close the session. Mr. Lawal Akibu, you're welcome. You can join the breakout rooms as well.